The respective chief engineers, and for the ease of the public to access these allotment orders. For example, some districts do have more than one division, and within the division, as per the water supply scheme, because in some cases a water supply scheme feeds more than one village. All these allotments are there on the website for everybody to see. I would like to inform you, before going into details of the progress of JJM, that during the Bhrashtachar Mukt Saptah, the week which was organized and also participated by the Jal Shakti Department from 4th to 10th, we specifically published advertisements inviting people to tell us any kind of complaints related to any kind of malfeasance or any other malifiding which is there, any allotments which might have been done. And I am happy to inform you that not even a single complaint has come where anybody has alleged that any allotment has been done in a manner which is not transparent. Yes, there are complaints with regard to slower execution. There could be complaints with regard to water not being provided. And all these things, let me tell you, are going to get addressed in due course of time. As and when the schemes get complete, all these areas will get sufficient water. Now I'd like to come to specifically with regard to Jal Jeevan Mission, some of the points, and then of course I would invite any questions from anyone. The first point is that Jal Jeevan Mission in J&K also, and it says the same, 55 liters per day LPCD water at the water quality standards of BIS 10,500. The important part is not merely making the water available, that quantity, but also the quality of water. So this is where the challenge lies, and we are covering the entire population of 18.67 lakh rural households. At the time of the start of the mission, we were covering only 31% of the population. And since 8 2019, when the mission started, today only 31% is left. And out of this, 2 lakh households have been functioned, household tap connections have been added since the start of the current year. And therefore, today we are figuring at 69% of the total numbers of 18.67. What is the status of allotment? And during the mission period, and in fact earlier to that, hopefully by December this year, ensure that we meet the requirements of the Jal Jeevan Mission. There are about 3,000 odd schemes. Schemes include variety of things. It could be borewells, tube wells, etc., overhead tanks and everything. Today, the number of works allotted is 97% critical components. And when we say critical, it means either some expertise needed or some other reason is there why it is critical to the functioning of the water supply scheme. Now, at this moment, it is 97%. In June 2022, the period at which certain allegations have been made, at that point of time, this number was only 14%. Today, it is 97%. I would also like to tell you that while the number of works that is started was 6%, today it is 73%. And these are not the figures which have been given or simply been vetted out on the basis of some calculation somewhere. Each and every one of these figures are in the public domain by way of actual execution being done, actual execution, the execution of works on ground, both physical and financial, being reported on the public portals of the Ministry of Jal Shakti, in the IMIS portal, and we had made the arrangements for, if possible, to show you how IMIS portal is accessed. On the IMIS portal, the reporting is done by actually uploading each and every household that gets connected, and that household needs to be Aadhaar linked. The Aadhaar authentication takes place. That is the only proof which is accepted by the ministry that that household might have been connected. Part 1. Number 2, even after we report, it is the village community, the Pani Samiti, they all meet and take a decision whether they would like to agree to the department's request that the particular village may be certified as Har Ghar Jal certification. So therefore, this is not a process where the government is on its own reporting anything. It's a process where community is involved, and it is only when the community completely agrees and states that yes, indeed, this requirement has been met, only after that this scheme is considered complete. So all those figures that I'll share with you regarding allotments and completion, all these are in the public domain. Similarly, whatever funds are allotted by the UT as part of the 10% share which is to be provided in this scheme, this is centrally sponsored scheme, and whatever funds are to be allotted by the UT, released to us, spent, is there on the Jan Bhagidari portal. I'll repeat, it is there on the Jan Bhagidari portal. The expenditure figures are clearly there. So physical figures in terms of the households connected are very specifically mentioned, household wise, name of the household, the person is there on the IMS portal, while any kind of expenditure, either central government share or the UT share, is also reported in public domain. In addition, the water quality monitoring is done by the women, mostly women, who have been trained in all the villages to check the water quality through FTKs, the kits. And uploading of the results is not done by the department. It is again done by them directly on the portal. This is again something which is in the public domain. Therefore, the possibility of any kind of data inaccuracies is not there. The infrastructure which is there being built is going to meet the requirements of next 30 years. It's not that it's going to be another 5 years or 10 years. We're talking of 30 years of requirement. And because there's a huge requirement which is there, this huge amount of work is involved, therefore there is also a requirement of substantial purchases of pipe material. Initially, it was thought that the composite tenders would be the method by which we would like to execute. And composite tender requires that a particular scheme in its entirety is advertised and allotted to the person who comes the lowest. But it was noticed that the bidding was the response was very poor, and we understand that it is because of the relatively lower capacities of the contractors in J&K. It is after due consideration over a period of 1.5 years that the method of implementation, as per the guidelines of the JNM, was changed to wherever requirement was there to component-wise tendering. And that has led to the progress that I have just now stated, from 14% to 97% in respect of critical components in a period of 1 year. However, with regard to pipes, which constitute a substantial percentage of the works, the capacities of the contractors being limited, a decision was taken that these will be procured centrally. And this central procurement has been done strictly in accordance with the GFR and the delegation of powers which is there. This press note that I am going to circulate will state it very clearly that there is an SO 15 brought out in January 2020. I repeat, January 2020, which delegates the administrative and financial powers to various authorities in the UT. And that says that a chief engineer, that is the major head of department, is authorized to procure any quantum of stores. However, looking at the huge quantity which is going to be procured, a conscious decision was taken that additional checks were necessary, and a UT level purchase committee was constituted. This UT level purchase committee is headed by the senior most engineer in the UT, that is Development Commission Works. It is under him that the UT level purchase committee meets. It is that committee which has decided the standard bidding document. It is that committee which approves the rates of any kind of tenders which are to be allotted, not just for the pipe material but also for tenders in respect of works. And it is this committee's recommendations which are then acted upon by the chief engineer, who is a major HOD. I would like to clarify something important here. JJM is a scheme, it is not a work. So when you look at the works, then yes, there is a contract committee which is going to be there. That contract committee will be for an individual work. But the moment you look at a scheme, the scheme will have a number of works under it. Like I mentioned, there are 3,300 schemes here, or 6,600 components. So while administrative approval has been granted for the entire scheme, none of the schemes go to a level where the contact committee headed by the administrative secretary would come to it. I want to reassure everybody and inform everybody that every work which is being executed under JJM, there is administrative approval which has been accorded. The technical sanction has been accorded by the competent authorities, and only after the A and TS has been accorded, the tender document can be uploaded for the NIT. Let me clarify that the directions of the Finance Department since 2020 that without A and TS being clearly mentioned, there is no question of the tender being called. Therefore, the ATS is accorded, this aspect is done in advance. Now there is another check which comes. The allotment once made, any bill to be paid, it is necessary that for the payment, you are all aware that these payments are not being done through the treasuries by everybody going there and trying to get some money out of the treasuries. No, it is all done through the electronic medium only. And the basis system which is there, which is the system which allows the money to be paid to a contractor, that basis system has clear columns asking for the A to be indicated, asking for the TS to be indicated. If the A and TS are not indicated, then the payment cannot be made. So let me again assure you that every payment which has been made, as I mentioned, 3,088 crores which has been made, every bit of payment which has been done.
जम्मू कश्मीर में अब आ गई है सबसे पावरफुल बुल मशीन, जो दिखाती है किसी भी मशीन से अधिक दम। चाहे कितनी भी मुश्किल हो, काम बुल लोडर मशीन करती है उससे आसान। बुल लोडर मशीन डीजल भी कम खाती है और 1 घंटे में बचाती है अन्य लोडर के मुकाबले 1 लीटर डीजल, यानी डबल फायदा, काम ज़्यादा और खपत कम। जम्मू में बुल लोड मशीनें कई वर्जन में उपलब्ध हैं। बुल स्किड AV 450 फ्रंट एंड लोडर, HD100, HD96 और HD76 लोडर, जिनमें है 40 इंटरचेंजेबल अटैचमेंट्स, जिससे ये सभी लोडर पड़े दूसरे लोडरों पर भारी। अगर आप भी लोडर लेने का सोच रहे हैं तो देर किस बात की, आज ही आएँ। हमारा पता है चौधरी मोटर्स, नियर पेट्रोल पंप, सरोर अड्डा, बड़ी ब्राह्मणा। मोबाइल नंबर 9697652836, 9419199119। जम्मू कश्मीर की खबरों के लिए जुड़े रहिए JK अपडेट के साथ।